Hello, this is Coach DK coming at you with Coffee Cup Games, and in this series, we're going to be doing some Strat-O-Matic. Hey, this is Coach DK. We are still in the year 1900. We have officially hit the 100 game mark. We have today the Boston Beaneaters traveling and going against the Pittsburgh Pirates. This should be a good game as both teams are extremely hot in the month of July. So let's go ahead and check out the standings. For Boston, they are currently sitting in second place, 5.5 games behind Brooklyn. So far in the month, they have I want to say a 10-3 record. And so they have the best record in the month of July, helping to close the gap on Brooklyn, who has been leading the National League pretty much the entire season. Boston originally had come in fourth with a losing record, so they are playing well. Pittsburgh, on the opposite side, has been struggling all season. Originally had come in second with a 79-60 record. But they are the second best record in the month of July. They are 9-4. They are closing the gap, getting themselves away from the bottom, starting to get into the mix. They are within 3.5 games of Chicago in fourth place. So with a win today, they will help close the gap. So this should be a good game. Let's check out the lineups. For the Beaneaters, one of the things we did a little bit different is we decided, instead of doing the pre-game sheet that StratOMatic shows, we just copied a couple of the things that we thought might be interesting. But for the Beaneaters, we have Lowe at second base. We have Billy Hamilton, the Hall of Famer, in center. Jimmy Collins, the third baseman, will be batting third. In the last 10 games, he has been batting .413. He does have 2 home runs, so he's been definitely on fire. On the opposite is Buck Freeman, the left fielder. He'll be in the cleanup spot. He's been struggling the last 10 games, hitting only .138. Clark will be at first, batting 5th. Barry, the shortstop, batting 6th. Stahl will be batting 7th, playing right field. And Connor will be behind the plate, batting 8th. And on the mound is Hall of Famer Kid Nichols. He is 7-6 with a 2.96 ERA. And for the home team, the Pittsburgh Pirates, they have Richie, the second baseman, leading off. O'Brien at first will be batting second. Honus Wagner, who currently has the league's longest current game hitting streak. The longest hitting streak of the season was 24 games. So Wagner's pushing close to that. He's been batting .489 in the last 10 games. Hall of Famer Fred Clark will be in left field and batting in the cleanup spot. Beaumont, the center fielder, will be batting 5th. He's been struggling, hitting only .163 in the last 10 games. Chief Zimmer will be catching, hitting 6th. Usual pitcher Jesse Tannehill will actually be playing in right field today for the Pirates to be able to rely on his bat. Eli will be at short, batting 8th, and on the mound, another Hall of Famer, Rube Waddell. So he is 7-9. He has a 3.75 ERA, but as you can tell, in the last 10 days, he has pitched 19 innings and has only given up 1 earned run. So Waddell has definitely been improving as the season continues. But we do have a matchup of 2 Hall of Fame pitchers, Kid Nichols versus Rube Waddell. Before we jump into the action, I ask you to just go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. Always love reading the comments. I try to reply to them as best I can, but I'd love to get your feedback, things you enjoy, things you like to see different. The good, the bads, and hopefully not too many uglies. But let's go ahead and jump into the action. We will be playing in Exposition Park. It is a bad weather day, so that is going to affect some of the ballpark ratings. So singles will be 1-8 for both lefties and righties. Home runs for lefties will be 1-12, 1-11 for home runs. So if that ever comes up, you will definitely see the ballpark effects. So here comes Rube Waddell to the mound going against Lowe. And Rube Waddell starts off with a strikeout. That will be his 60th of the year. Billy Hamilton, sliding Billy Hamilton, will be up next. Ooh, almost got the double. But Tannehill is going to be able to make the play. And that will be 2 away. Jimmy Collins is going to be up, and he's going to ground out the third to Honus Wagner. And that should end the inning. 1, 2, 3. Pittsburgh now up. Richie's going to lead us off. He's going to rip a single. I think it's going to be a little bit hard to get some stolen bases. We will try initially. Excuse me. I have a little bit of a tickle. So Richie's going to stay at first. O'Brien's going to come up. He's going to hit a ground ball to the pitcher. Should be a fielder's choice. So they get the runner at second. Now they get the runner at first. Honus Wagner. It looks like he is going to. It'll be a pass ball on Connor. So O'Brien's going to take second. So Honus Wagner with his 19-game hitting streak is not going to continue it in this at bat, and so that will be 2 down. Fred Clark, who's hitting 277, is going to line out the third base. That will end the inning. So even though they got a runner in scoring position, they were not able to advance. Taking us to the top of the second, Buck Freeman, the man who's been struggling, is going to come out of his slump with a second inning home run. That looks like that might have been a, well, he was a right-hander. It was 1-12, so that was just a 1-12 chance home run. And Buck Freeman is going to hit his home run. That is his 8th home run of the year. That's going to be one of the top totals in the league. So 1-0 for the Pirates, or excuse me, for the Beaneaters. Clark's going to hit a ground ball to O'Brien, and O'Brien's going to make an error, so Clark's going to get on first, bringing up Barry, the shortstop. He's going to line out the first, so that will be 1 down. Stahl is up. He is going to line out, and so Richie's going to haul that one in. 2 down. Connor, the catcher, who's batting in the 8th spot, is going to fly out to right field to Tannehill. So they do get out of the inning, but Boston did score 1 run on the Buck Freeman home run. Beaumont is going to lead us off, our center fielder. He's going to line out the third to Jimmy Collins, so that'll be 1 away. Chief Zimmer is up. He's going to hit a ground ball to second. Lowe is going to have to make a play, and he does not make the place, or excuse me, make the play. He's going to, looks like, throw the ball away, pulling Clark off of the bag. So Zimmer's going to take first on the air. Both teams now have committed an error. Tannehill's going to be up. He is going to line out the Collins for the second out. Eli's going to be up. He's going to hit a single. We're going to try to send the lead runner. They're going to just hit the cutoff man, keeping Eli on first. So runners on the corners, 2 down. Our pitcher is up, Rube Waddell, and unfortunately he looks like a pitcher's card. Not many opportunities there. And he is going to pop out. That will end the inning. So now Rube Waddell is going to flip the matchup of facing Nichols from the plate. That's Nichols is on the mound. Now Waddell is going to be on the mound facing Nichols at the plate. And Waddell is going to get his second strikeout of the game, bringing up the leadoff man, Lau, who is hitting 288, and he is going to line out. That will be 2 down. Billy Hamilton, who's hitting 315, is going to now line out the first. So 1, 2, 3. Inning is over. Richie, who singled the first time, is going to be up. He's going to hit a fly ball to center field. Billy Hamilton's going to be there, and that will be 1 away. O'Brien's going to be up. He's going to line out the second. Bringing up Honus Wagner, looking to extend that streak. He hits a ball to second. Honus beats it out for an infield single. So Honus Wagner is able to continue his hitting streak. He is now at 20 games. With an infield single, he's going to try to steal, particularly with 2 outs. doesn't get the lead, so Clark is going to have to try to see what he can do, and Wagner still advances, this time on the wild pitch. And Fred Clark, who's hitting 276 with 1 home run, hits his second for the season. That ball is a rocket. It is 2-1. Pittsburgh leads. Beaumont's up. A ground ball to short. Excuse me, that will be the out. So at the end of 3, Boston has 1 run on 1 hit, having committed 1 error. And Pittsburgh has 2 runs on 4 hits and also has committed 1 error. I think this might be the first game that we've actually seen multiple home runs in one game. So we're going to enter the top of the 4th. Collins is going to be up, and Waddell gets his 3rd strikeout of the game. Buck Freeman's up. He was the guy who hit the home run for Boston, their lone hit of the game. And Bones Ellie is going to be booted with or is charged with an error after booting the ball. Freeman's trying to get a lead, does not. Clark is going to pop out. And so that is going to be 2 outs in the inning. Barry, the shortstop's going to be up. He's hitting 250 for the season. He's going to hit a ground ball to first, and that's going to end the inning. So entering the bottom of the 3rd, or the bottom of the 4th now. Nichols is back on the mound. He's facing Chief Zimmer, who's going to ground out to Jimmy Collins for the 1st out. Jesse Tannehill is going to be up. He is going to hit a line ball to 3rd. So Collins has been very active in this inning. And now, finally, somebody hits it to somebody else besides Collins, as Bones Ellie hits it to short for a 1-2-3 inning. Rube Waddell is having a good pitching game, having only given up 1 hit, does have 3 strikeouts. So Stahl is going to be the first batter, and he is going to fly out. Connor is going to be batting second. He's going to hit a ball to shortstop. And this is going to be a single plus an error. So Connor is on second with 1 down. Kid Nichols is going to be up. Surprised they didn't try to bunt there, just to get Connor in better scoring position. Bringing the top of the order low, the second baseman is up. He's hitting 287 for the season. He's going to hit it back to the pitcher. And Waddell is going to make the out. So no run scored, second time that Boston has left a runner stranded in scoring position, I believe. Rube Waddell is going to lead us off, which you can pretty much chalk it up as a out if the defense does its job. And they do, as Barry, the shortstop, gets the out. Richie's going to be up. He's going to hit a ball to Barry again, and Barry's going to have to make another play. He backhands it, fires it, but not in time. Richie gets an infield second, the second of a game for us. So O'Brien's going to be up. He is 0 for 2, a 294 hitter, and he's going to line out the first, 2 down. Honus Wagner, who has a 20-game hitting streak after his single in the 3rd, is up to bat. He did score a run. He is going to line out, and that will end the inning. So we enter the 6th inning. Billy Hamilton's going to be up, and Rube Waddell with another strikeout. So his 4th one of the game, bringing his total to 63. Jimmy Collins is going to be up. He's going to line out the first, 2 down, bringing up Buck Freeman, who hit a home run in the 2nd. He is going to pop out, and even though he's hitting 302, did not get the hit there. So entering the bottom of the 6th. Fred Clark, who had hit a home run already with a runner on, now this time is going to lead off with a double. Beaumont is up. He is hitting 285. He does have 2 home runs, 9 triples, 10 doubles. He is a good bunter. We need the run, so we're going to let Beaumont bunt. And oh wow, so Clark looks like the first baseman gets the ball. He throws it to first. I guess Lau was covering. Unfortunately, the ball pulls him off. It is another error, the second one against Boston, so Beaumont's going to be safe. Putting runners on first and third on the corners. Beaumont does have a chance to steal here. He is going to run, and he is going to be out. Wow, 70% chance, and unfortunately he's going to be out, and that's not going to help us as Chief Zimmer then lines out, bringing up Jesse Tannehill, who is hitting 373 in the season. He is going to pop out. That is going to end the inning. We did have a chance to add some runs. We did not, and so after 6, it is 2-1. The Pirates are winning. The Boston Beaneaters have 1 run on 2 hits, have committed 2 errors. Pittsburgh Pirates have 2 runs on 6 hits and have committed 3 errors. So obviously Waddell is pitching a very, very good game. Has given up, unfortunately, that home run to Buck Freeman, but overall he has been pitching really, really well. And before we jump any further, it is now time for the player profile. And today we are focusing on Billy Hamilton, sliding Billy Hamilton, a player that I love to draft when I'm doing some of these fantasy drafts that I do. I've done them for me. I've done like a Hall of Fame season. Probably I'm doing something very, very similar to that. I've done like some heroes with the Hall of Famers and the Negro greats. But Billy Hamilton's the one that I always enjoy. Usually very good center fielder or left fielder. When I drafted him, lots of stolen bases. But Billy Hamilton is toward the end of his career at this point. And some of the things that I think is really interesting, he started his career in 1888. His first team that he played with was in the American Association, if my memory serves me correctly. And he started, if I'm correct, with Kansas City. I'm trying to look it up real quick. Yep, he started with Kansas City Cowboys. He started in 1888, played a partial season in his first 3 years as a full-time player. 1 was with Kansas City Cowboys, and then he was traded or released and then signed by the Philadelphia Phillies. He, for each of his first 3 seasons, full-time, had over 100 stolen bases, 111, 102, and then 111. He did it 1 more time a few years later in 1894. He has scored tons of runs almost every season once he became full-time, minus 1899 and 1901, which was his last season. He scored over 100 runs. His best season may have been in 1894. He had 702 plate appearances. He had 198 runs scored. He had 100 stolen bases, 90 RBIs, and he hit 403 with an on-base percentage of 521. Yes, that is correct. 521, his career high. His OPS was 1.044. But sliding Billy Hamilton was one of the greatest players ever. He usually often would hit leadoff, and so he was an incredible player. 2 times National League batting champion, which was in 1891 and 1893. 5 times he led the league in stolen bases. That was from 89 to 91, the first 3 full-time seasons. He did again in 94 and in 95. He is on the Philadelphia Phillies Wall of Fame. And so Billy Hamilton was a legend, is a legend. The interesting thing that I thought was kind of interesting is that he was on an outfield of Hall of Famers or great players, and he was only 5'6", and when the two guys that were on either side of him was Sam Thompson, Big Sam Thompson, who was 6'2", and El Delahante, who was 6'1". So Billy Hamilton, whenever they would take pictures, he reminds me of the little kid who had to stand like on that little step just to kind of feel like he was as tall as the other guys. But Billy Hamilton was, well, let's just go back a little bit. So Lou Brock was trying to get the all-time steal record, and so he had was trying to catch Ty Cobb, who was credited with the most stolen bases of all time. And so Ty Cobb had a record, I want to say, of like 830 something, 892. So he had a long-standing record of 892. So when Lou Brock came along, he passed it. But then when he was getting close, all the historians said, "Wait a second, you can't forget about Billy Hamilton, because even though he had all those stolen bases, they were counted a little bit different." So Lou Brock, in his last stolen base was number 938, which passed Hamilton's lifetime total by 1. He was at 937. So Billy Hamilton, according to most historians, many historians, is second all time in career stolen bases. Lou Brock passed that. Ty Cobb was obviously third, but Billy Hamilton is only one of two players, when Lou Brock broke the record, that had over 900 stolen bases. Obviously, that record has been broken since, but Billy Hamilton, known as an incredible outfielder, great base stealer, scores a ton of runs, and a great hitter. So that is Billy Hamilton, and now you know. And you know what G.I. Joe says, knowing is half the battle, and he's a real American hero. So let's go ahead and pop back into the game as we are entering the final 3 innings. And Waddell is back on the mound. He has plenty of juice left in the tank, and so he's going to be facing Clark, the first baseman, who is hitting .284 for the season. Clark is going to hit a ground ball to short, where Bones Ellie is going to grab it, throws the first, and it got him. That is going to be the first out. Barry is up, who is 0 for 2. He is hitting .249, definitely not his best production. He is going to line out. That'll be 2 down. Stahl is up. He's hitting .299, just a shy under 300. But he is 0 for 2 today, and he's going to hit a fly ball to Tannehill. Probably not the guy for us, the Pirates, that we want him to hit it to. And he's going to dive, cannot get it. That's going to be a single. Tannehill does not have a lot of range with a 4. So Stahl gets the third hit for the team. And now Hugh Duffy, the Hall of Famer, is going to come in to pinch hit for the catcher, Joe Connor. Waddell is going to strike out Hugh Duffy. And that is the 4th one of the game. Waddell is pitching quite the gem in what team in the 1930s became known as the Gas House Gang. I do feel like I should know this. I want to say the Cardinals. And I am right. Yes, St. Louis Cardinals. All right, so I officially now am 3 for whatever 19, whatever game this is 18. So I am hitting 167, if we were keeping track. That is not going to get me in the starting lineup. I better be good at defense. Boston brings in Sullivan to play catcher and bat 8th, since Hugh Duffy is not a catcher. But Kid Nichols is on the mound. Bones Ellie is up. He is going to single his 2nd hit of the game. We are going to try to steal with a very close 2-1 game. Does not get the lead, so we are going to let Waddell, well, we can't take him out. Ooh, only a 56% chance. Might as well just let him swing, hope that we get a pitcher's card. He's going to line out the second, so that's probably good for us. So one down. Richie's going to be up. He is 2 for 3. Make it 3 for 4 with a triple as he pulls the ball into the gap, knocking in a run, giving us, doubling our lead. We are now up 2. O'Brien is up. He is 0 for 3. He is hitting 293, so overall, he's a decent hitter. He's going to hit a ground ball to third. Ooh, Collins juggles it, but does make the play. 2 down. Honus Wagner, 1 for 3. If there's any player we want on, it would be him, and unfortunately, he's going to ground out. So that would take us to the top of the 8th. We do have a 3-1 lead. Waddell is pitching. I was going to say, I would imagine they're going to bring in a pitch hitter. Frank Selly, the manager, sends Fred Tenney up to pinch hit. Waddell is going to pitch to Tenney, who needs a 1-8, and unfortunately gets a 16. Ballpark effect comes into play there. So luckily we're playing an exposition park and not a real strong hitter's park. Lau is going to be up. He's 0 for 3, and he is not going to be 0 for 4, 2 down. And Billy Hamilton, the guy we just highlighted, gets a single. I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to steal him, but they don't. And Jimmy Collins strikes out for the second time today. Waddell is just pitching a brilliant game. So now we enter the bottom of the 8th. Hopefully this will be our last chance to hit. Clark is 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Unfortunately, he is going to end his night, hopefully, with a ground out. Beaumont is up. He is going to pop out, and that will be 2 away. Chief Zimmer is up, and he is going to get a triple as he hits a ball to the left center gap. So Jesse Tannehill is up. He is 0 for 3. Not much of a clutch hitter. On base, he has looks like I can't really read that well. I want to say 30-something%, but we're going to let him go ahead and stay on the at bat, and he is going to ground out the third, ending the inning. I'm trying to think if we want to make any defensive subs here. It would be nice to get somebody in for Tannehill. That's what I'm really looking at. Wagner could go to right. Yeah, except for Cooley, we don't really have strong defensive subs, which should not be surprising considering the fact that we are playing at year 1900. All right, so we are going to be making some subs on the defensive side. We're going to put Cooley at first. Cooley is a 2 range with a 22 air, so that's definitely an improvement. Leach is going to come in. He's going to play third. He has the exact same defensive range as Wagner. And then we're going to go ahead and put Honus Wagner into right field, his primary position looks like for the season, where he has the similar range of 4, but he has only committed 11 errors. So Waddell is going to try to finish the complete game. He's going to pace Buck Freeman, who homered already, and sure enough, he's going to hit the ball to Wagner, who we just placed in right field, and that will be one down. Clark is going to hit the ball to Beaumont, the center fielder. He is okay range at a 3. Does make his share of errors, and it is going to be an out, 2 down. Barry is the last hope for the Beaneaters, and he is going to fly out to right field to Honus Wagner. And so that is going to end the game. I feel like we flew through that, but I look at the time and I'm thinking we really didn't. But that's okay. So a matchup of Hall of Fame pitchers. To me, obviously, Rube Waddell is the player of the game. 9 innings pitched, gave up only 4 hits, 1 earned run, and he struck out 6. The only run that they scored was the home run by Buck Freeman. The other possible option could be Fred Clark, our left fielder. He did go 2 for 4. He did have 2 RBIs, and he did have a run. He did hit the 2-run home run, and then also his other hit was a double. But you got to give it to Rube Waddell, the lefty, as he pitched a absolutely beautiful game. This is going to be huge when it comes to the standings. Obviously, does not help us, the Pirates, as we were trying to continue closing the gap on Brooklyn, but it definitely helps the Pirates. And so Rube Waddell came through with a solid 9 innings as the Pittsburgh Pirates beat the Beaneaters by a score of 3-1. Waddell was simply too much for the Boston batters. He didn't allow much, just 4 hits and no walks in 9 innings. Pittsburgh wrapped out 9 hits for the afternoon. Kid Nichols took the loss. He gave up 8 hits and no walks in 7 innings. So he actually pitched at the beginning, to be honest with you. Waddell took our guys to school, Frank Saley, the manager, said. Too bad he doesn't pitch for us. It would make my job a whole lot easier. Really can't say too much against Nichols' pitching performance. He did pitch 7 innings. He did only give up 8 hits, did not walk anybody. I think the real difference was the 2-run home run, and then that just really kind of gave us the lead, and then we got that run toward the end on the triple, I believe by Zimmer, to knock in that last run. Actually, it wasn't Zimmer. Who was it? It was Richie. Richie hit the triple to get the RBI, knocking in Bones Ellie. So, a good game, 3-1. It was actually pretty exciting, but always enjoy good pitching matches. First time that I can recall that we had 2 home runs in the same game. Buck Freeman and Fred Clark participated in that feat. So, I hope you guys enjoy the game. Please remember to like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, this is Coach TK. Have a good one. Bye.